am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Liz, for singing with us. We appreciate it. Thank you. And it's great to see you here today. We're here at the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose. Feel free to call me Bonnie. And we're going to start with some announcements. Some brief announcements. First of all, I heard a rumor that some folks were struggling with getting up the steps. We have a ramp on that side of the building. So if you would like to use the ramp and access the building with ease and grace, feel free. It's on Santa Clara. It's right before you get to this big behemoth building. Okay. All right. So if you'd like to volunteer, we always have lots of opportunities to volunteer. And we have choir rehearsals for our Hearts in Harmony choir take place on Sundays from 11:30 to 12:30. Everyone is welcome, and we rehearse downstairs. If you'd like to join, speak with me or speak with Mary Kerrigan, our choir director. We'd love to have you sing with us. We have hospitality after the service, and we appreciate your food donations for that. Third Wednesdays, we have Science and Spirituality discussion group, and on December 18th, they're discussing a book by the Dalai Lama. Let's see, everything that I've mentioned is on the website, www.venturacsl.org, and there's a desk through there if you'd like to get some written information or to ask questions of anybody who might be standing behind the desk. I think that's it. One more thing. We have ambassadors to assist you with questions as well. Mark is an ambassador standing right back there, and then we've got another, the other ambassador. Well, we got another ambassador somewhere. She's out in the foyer, but you'll see them. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to call forth Bill Hadris, who is one of our youth leaders, and he'll get us started.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Children like to come join me today? Cool. I get to sit down then.
I think you got Nina coming. Hi, Nina. Hi, Felix.
So as Reverend Bonnie said, I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. You know, we have thoughts all day long about this thing or that thing. And when our thoughts are accompanied by a feeling, they are activated and take form by using the power of the universe. Depending on the thought and how we feel, we may activate something we want or maybe something we don't want. The universe always says yes. So what choice or choices have you made today? Guys got any? Yes? Silence today. Well, everyone can imagine perhaps a few choices they've made today. They have coffee, breakfast, they skip it, race in, all kinds. What if you don't like the results of the choices you've made? Can you choose something different? Yeah. Well, how do you do that? Well, I think in one word, it's commitment. We can commit to being positive, commit to being grateful, commit to notice where our thoughts and feelings are so we may be better able to turn them around. Commit to our spiritual practices and commit to respond rather than react. Right? Through commitment, we can change our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. Commitment begins when we make a choice or a decision. When we make choices and decisions that say yes to change, growth, and transformation, we experience a shift within ourselves. We feel confident, hopeful, full of faith, joy, and excitement for this new you. That new you are committing to. When this shift occurs, the power of the universe becomes aligned with what you have committed. And this power will co-create heaven on earth with you. So I invite you all to repeat after me. I commit to a wonderful now.
I commit to a wonderful now.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. Thank you. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Thank you. We'll open with prayer now from our practitioner, Vicki.
Thank you, ministers, practitioners, for standing in this beautiful blessing of light. So beautiful and wonderful that each of us are here today. So take a breath in and let yourself rest in the presence of love and light and truth. And know with me that there is one life. That is God's life, the I Am presence, with an open heart, filled with gratitude and love, here to serve. I just let this truth flow through me, and I know that the greatest gift that I can give is the truth of my heart. And so I celebrate this and thank God for this, that in this season of light, all is perfect, whole, and complete, and this service unfolds with love and laughter and interesting new discoveries. I'm so grateful to know that Tina Meeks is with us today and Michael Essalon. I'm grateful for Chris, the sound people, and our lovely Reverend Bonnie, and everybody that serves here. So knowing that today is as it is meant to be, and miracles unfold before us, I just give deep thanks and stand surrendering, humbled to the wonder that unfolds today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I release my love into God's love, knowing all is love, all is good, all is perfect. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
And so it is. Thank you, Vicki. And so let us continue to breathe deeply, allowing ourselves to settle into that beautiful consciousness that Vicki brought forth through her words, that consciousness that always abides with us. But as we turn our attention to it, we receive it so that we may give it. And then receive again and give again. How wonderful it is to breathe deeply and to know that this truth is true and to live like this truth is true. Through our conscious intention to be here and to celebrate the love of the divine as it lives and moves and has its perfect being through each of us. Let us breathe in deeply and feel that God center within us. And exhale and feel it all around us. And know that the I am is, and that we are one with that I am, and that I am is one with us. I am is another word for God, for the divine, for holiness, for spirit, for goodness, for love, for laughter, for all of the blessings of the universe. And so today, as we sing, we claim these blessings. We acknowledge that these blessings are true for us as we are, as they are true for every single being, as they are true for the entire cosmos. Let us sing together, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am love. I am remembering who I am. I am wholeness. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am peace. I am remembering who I am. I am joy. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. In the blessed remembrance of the I Am presence, let us listen to the angels speak to us and breathe in deeply. And then exhale, gently opening our eyes as love, and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is. Namaste.
Good morning. I invoke the Spirit of God at this time, knowing that there is always a hope, always a spirit divine that takes care of us.
Oh come, Emmanuel.
some captive Israel that mourns in lowly exile here until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come thou day spring, come and cheer the hearts of all mankind here. Disperse the lonely elves of night, and be thyself a beacon of light. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Oh, come, thy day spring, come and cheer the hearts of all mankind here. Bid now our sad division cease, and be thyself our King of peace. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O
Thank you, Tina and Chris. There we go. Okay, so it's my pleasure today to introduce our guest speaker. Michael Esselin serves as the chaplain for the Sims-Mann UCLA Center for Integrative Oncology. Two-time TEDx speaker, Michael speaks extensively to healthcare professionals, patient populations, and faith communities around the country. Long serving as adjunct faculty at the Wiesenthal Center Museum of Tolerance, he's also worked as an activist educator addressing anti-LGBTQ bias in the larger community for well over 30 years. Michael was recently inducted into the UCLA Simul Institute Eudaimonia Society in recognition of having lived a meaning-driven life. Yeah. He has 4 volumes of CDs available for purchase, and you can contact Michael through his website, which is www.michaelesselin.com. It's my pleasure to introduce our friend, our dear friend, Michael Esselin. Thank you.
Please. Good morning. It's a joy to be back here. It's been a while. Thank you for welcoming me. A few years ago, a dear friend and former colleague at the center, Lorelei Bonet, was preparing a lecture to give to an upcoming oncology social work conference. What are you going to talk about, Lorelei? Ecotones, she said. I never heard that word before. What, is that some kind of a retro punk environmental cover band? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the ecotones. No, she went on to explain it's those transitional zones in nature between 2 adjacent ecosystems or communities that are neither one thing nor the other, like a wetland, or where a river meets the sea, or where a forest meets a meadow. She was using it as a metaphor for places that cancer patients often find themselves. I love that there was a word for this place in nature that fascinates me. I love it as a metaphor for any of us as we move into life's deeper mysteries, crossing boundaries and thresholds into territory that is not exactly one thing or the other, despite all of our need and desire to see it as such. And yet I find that it's in those places, those liminal places, where perhaps we come closer to something we might even call truth, or maybe even brush up against the sacred. In the summer of 2005, I took a week-long seminar in Cape Cod with Thomas More, well-known author, psychologist. Thomas has made his life's work a study of the nature of soul. He created the workshop in such a way that we only spent half days together because he wanted us to spend the other half of the day out on the Cape, letting it work its magic on us, he said. He didn't have to tell me twice. I fell in love with the place, particularly these marshes and wetlands, ecotones that are neither land nor sea, changeable moment to moment with the shifting of the tide. That love affair continues to this day. Nearly every summer ever since, my husband Scott and I spend a week in Provincetown at the very tip of Cape Cod, and one of my favorite things to do there is to float effortlessly on the incoming or outgoing tide over the marsh, swallowed up into this magical netherworld. A sunrise or a sunset can be a kind of ecotone too, this narrow time of day that is neither light nor dark, it's neither day nor night, and yet in that transitional zone, it's the only place we get to experience those amazing colors and those deep, rich shadows. I love the word evening for its unintended implication, an evening out of day into night. In February of 2019, I got to take a wonderful 2-week solo trip across southern India from east to west, starting in Chennai and ending in Cochin. The penultimate stop on my itinerary was a teeny village called Muthuvankudi, high in the mountains. The Western Ghats, they're called, in Kerala. It's a region that's known for tea and spice plantations, not far from the town of Munnar. I spent 2 nights in the Ecotones Lodge, if you can imagine. 8 Spartan rooms situated in the most stunning landscape imaginable. One night, I was the only guest in the lodge. When I arrived, I immediately booked 2 guided walks with a local guide, Vishak. Vishak was 28, bright, curious, smart, knew everything about every plant, every animal, every crop, knew everything about every bird in the neighborhood. He had a wanderer's heart himself, and he dreamed of destinations far from Kerala, though he wasn't quite sure he had heard of Los Angeles. Our first walk would be the afternoon I arrived, a spice and culture walk, it was called. We walked through villages, through farms and plantations, through jungles, talking every step of the way, just about everything. It was an enchanted afternoon. We even got caught in an afternoon thunderstorm. I was nervous about my camera getting wet, and we took refuge on the porch of one of the houses in the village. And when the woman of the house saw me out on her porch, she immediately brought out a chair for me to sit. Like I say, it was an enchanted afternoon. Next morning would be our next walk, our sunrise walk. He told me he'd pick me up at 5:30. I set the alarm for 5 o'clock, got up, took an ice-cold shower because 10 more minutes of sleep seemed more precious than the slim chances of any hot water. I got dressed, I went outside early because our host, Sijo, had promised me a hot cup of tea before the walk. The super full moon was still high in the sky, illuminating the landscape in this eerie, silvery glow. Moon shadows everywhere, the breathing stillness of the morning, it soothed my spirit. The coolness, the silence. Thank God Vishak brought a flashlight, because once we got under the canopy of trees, it was so dark you could not see your hand in front of your face. We walked in silence mostly. The only sound was the crunch of gravel under our feet. But soon, birds began to awake and call out to one another. And then there was the call to prayer from a nearby mosque. We walked a bit further, and I heard a gong and chanting from a Hindu temple. Once we came out from under the canopy of trees back into the moonlight, we didn't need the flashlight any longer. Vishak took a hard left turn, said, "This way, Michael." We climbed up this steep trail, scrambling over rocks and boulders until we landed on this enormous plinth, this slab of granite high on a precipice, with this stunning view of the valley below, surrounded by mountains. "We will wait here for the sun," he said. Okay? It was more than okay. Emily Dickinson once said, "I'll tell you how the sun rose one ribbon at a time." It wasn't like that for me that morning. I was transfixed by the mountaintop surrounding this valley and shrouded in clouds, creating another kind of ecotone. You couldn't tell where the land ended and the sky began. But soon a pink glow began to emerge from behind one of the clouds. And just then this renegade appendage of clouds swirled up in the sky, its edges catching the hidden sunlight. It looked like a fire-breathing dragon for a moment, and just as quickly, it was gone. And then the sun shone itself and announced the beginning of a brand new day. We sat together for maybe 45 minutes looking at that. Soon there was more singing, men's voices in Latin this time from the Catholic Church down in the valley beneath us. When they stopped singing, women's voices chanted, and then the two blended in this exquisite harmony. It was a moment of sheer perfection. "Everyone needs this every once in a while," Vishak said. "Oh, yes, they do." "Vishak, does this ever get old for you? Is this just another day at work?" "No, I like this," he said. "It's never quite the same." I felt the oddest combo platter of feelings in that moment. Obviously, I was so grateful, so thrilled to be here in this moment, but I also felt this urgent need to imprint my memory, my heart, with every sight, color, smell, sensation. I had this acute awareness, I will never pass this way again. And of course, that's true of every moment in which we live, isn't it? But somehow it seemed more true on that rock that morning. And as one who, I am embarrassed to say, is essentially greedy and always wants more, I found myself wondering, how many more experiences like this can I even have? Even with the best of luck, the years left to me are fewer than the years I've had most of the clothes in my closet. But I also felt a kind of longing in my heart for everyone I loved to be with me on that rock in that moment, especially my mom. But don't get me wrong, the essential feeling was gratitude and enoughness. This moment is enough. This lifetime is enough. Vishak, do you know what that word ecotones means, the name of the lodge where I'm staying? Yes, I think it means like eco-friendly, no? No, it actually means a place in nature where two ecosystems meet that aren't one or the other, like where a river meets the sea or a forest meets a meadow, or where your life, as different as it is from mine, we meet here on this rock right now, just for this time. Yes, he said. I wasn't entirely sure he understood the depth of my meaning, but I knew I was experiencing something I would call sacred, an ecotone of Holy Communion, if you will. Living with cancer can be a kind of ecotone too, caught between competing realities. I've walked beside countless patients who struggle with, how do I make decisions going forward? Do I live as if today is my last day, or do I make choices and live as if I've got all the time in the world? What if it's neither? What if it's both? And if I have to live like today's my last day, how am I supposed to live with that kind of pressure? Making each moment count, having it be all so profound and important. Wouldn't that rob me of the luxury of wasting time, of sitting and doing nothing? The process of dying can be a kind of ecotone too, a process that can take years, as anyone can attest who's walked beside a loved one through their dying process, watching them slip away by inches, wondering how much of the person we know and loved is even still there. Such was the case with my mom over the last few years of her life, as dementia enshrouded her sense of clarity, even her sense of herself, in a kind of fog, only parting every now and then to give us a glimpse of the mom we knew and remembered, only to be swallowed up again, until a recurrence of lung cancer and COPD showed her to the final exit. I saw her for the last time on March 30th, 2019, not long after I got back from India, and she would die 8 days later on April 7th. A year earlier, Mother's Day, 2018, my husband Scott and I went up to see her. She lived on the Central Coast near Morro Bay. Just to get her out of the house, we took her into San Luis Obispo, took her out to lunch. We walked around a little bit. And then we just parked it on a bench there in the main plaza in front of the mission. I'm not going to lie, it was exasperating to listen to the same closed-loop tape of complaints and regrets and resentments and anecdotes I'd heard 10,000 times before. But still, it was a gorgeous day, and it seemed far more pleasant to sit here and have this conversation, if you will, than to sit for endless hours in her mobile home in front of HGTV. But just then, an idea dropped into my head from someplace else altogether. 16 years earlier, 2002, after my mom had survived lung cancer treatment, I took a couple days off of work with the express purpose of going to see her and interview her exhaustively on videotape about her life. In those 2 days, we made 6 hours of tape. I had never listened to the interviews since we made them. I never watched the tape. But sitting there on that bench, it occurred to me, Mom, you maybe want to go back to your house and watch that interview that we did 16 years ago? Well, of course, she had no recollection of the interview or that the tape existed, but she was game. Sure, honey, that sounds like fun. Let's do that. My intention was twofold. I wondered what kind of gift there might be for my mom to give her her story back to herself. What kind of magic even might there be in that? Selfishly, I was hoping to reconnect with that version of my mom that I so dimly remember. And of course, that's not accurate. I remember her. I just couldn't connect that version of my mom with this addled, angry woman in front of me. So that's what we did. Over the course of that afternoon and evening, we got through 4 hours of the tape in 2 sittings. My mom was thoroughly transfixed by the whole enterprise, but also thoroughly confused. Now, where was this done and why did we do it? Asking only inches away from where the camcorder had been sent up. Look, Mom, it's your same front door. That's your same doorknob right there over your shoulder. but she was enthralled with the woman on the screen. This is so weird. I mean, I know that's me up there, she would say, and I remember these stories when she tells them, but it doesn't feel like me. She seems so professional-like. I know, I was shocked too. But this is fun, honey. Thanks for doing it, she said. The hour grew late. She was tired. We all went to bed. The next morning, she had no recollection that we watched the tape or that it even existed. A month later, went to see her again, and we'd watched the last 2 hours. For a whole host of reasons, this would be a far more intense experience. I'd long forgotten that her late beloved Glenn had made a surprise appearance in the middle of our interview. "Oh, there's my Glennie. Hi, honey. I miss you," my mom howled. It was so good to see his cheerful self. I did remember that my mom had closed the interview with a rather tearful valedictory to each of her 3 kids, wanting us to remember, above all else, how much she loved us. To my shock and amazement, the next morning, my mom remembered everything. "Wasn't that something last night?" she said. "I just can't get over it. And, honey, it made me feel like it's not so bad to be this old because I just don't care anymore. Everything that used to matter, it just doesn't matter. So I feel free in a way. So thank you." The tide had brought my mom back to me, and we could float around in that ecotone for a while before she drifted off again. In that February, early in that February of 2019, before I went to India, my sister Terry threw my mom the most amazing 90th birthday party, just wonderful. Friends, family from far and wide came. My mom told my sister when she was coming into the party, "I'm looking forward to saying goodbye to everybody." Not long after the party, she declined sharply, and after a few days in the hospital, she was sent to rehab, and then after a few days was sent home on hospice care. Just to give my sister Terry a break, who had done all the heavy lifting with respect to my mom's care, a truly heroic effort, I took a couple days off of work to go relieve her. I knew this would likely be the last time I would ever see my mom, though she did not. She did not understand that she would not be getting any better, and she did not understand that she was on hospice. I, of course, had my hopes and expectations of how I wanted that time to be. I wanted to be so fully present, so conscious of the magnitude of this threshold we were crossing. I'm sure it will surprise no one here to know that life doesn't always give us what we want. When my mom came home from rehab, she was so confused, disoriented. On one hand, she knew it was her house, but she would repeatedly ask, "Was my bedroom always here? Was there always a window on that wall? Was my TV always in the corner?" In the oddest way, I was having a parallel experience of disorientation. Is this really my mom? Is this really the last time I'm going to see her forever? I was present to her as a caregiver, as a chaplain of sorts, but not as her son exactly. I just couldn't connect to the gravity of this emotional threshold we were crossing, the hugeness of it. I was so consumed with getting the next meal ready, getting the next treatment ready, getting the next meds ready, answering the same question 3,000 times as patiently as I could. I was present to her, but not as her son. In the spring of 2006, thanks to my husband Scott, I took my mom on a 1-week trip to Spain. What a wonderful time we had. One afternoon, we were in Cordoba, and we were walking down the street to the bus stop to catch the bus back to our hotel, and there was a bit of a chill in the air, and we were on the shady side of the street. So I said, "Mom, why don't we cross the street, walk on the sunny side?" And just like that, we both broke into spontaneous song. "Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. There I was, singing and dancing with my mom in the middle of the street in Cordoba, Spain. The last day I saw her, that Saturday, we were sitting at her kitchen table. I was reminiscing with her, trying to remind her of the wonderful trips we'd taken together over the years. And I was reminding her of that time in Spain when we sang that song. And once again, she popped right in, sang the whole song without missing a lyric, and we sang it together. We had this kind of ecotone, this bridge between our very disparate realities in that moment, which in the end weren't so disparate after all, but still, the moment I had dreaded since I was 4 years old. And the nuns at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Church in Long Beach explained to us little tots that we're all going to die. Even my mom. Well, that day was here, and I wasn't there for it. Not in the way I wanted to be anyway. But we did have our song. That next August, that summer, after she died, Scott and I had our week in Provincetown. And one afternoon, I was out on the beach under my umbrella, tucked into the side of a sand dune in the pouring rain, watching the tide come in, waiting for it to get deep enough to go float in the rain over the marsh. Like my mom, I always loved the rain, and that afternoon, I was the only one out on the beach at Herring Cove. Earlier that morning, my brother Steve had sent my sister Terry and me an email. He'd come across a poem that my mom had written. My mom had always written poetry ever since she was a lovesick teenager, working in the box office at the old Egyptian Theater in downtown Long Beach during World War II. Alone in the box office and in life, it would seem. This poem she called Ageless, and she was based on the tone of the poem, I'm guessing she wrote it before Glenn came into her life, so maybe she was in her late 50s, early 60s, roughly my age at the time. She was reflecting on the soothing feelings she got when it rained. Feelings that were just as vivid now as they had been when she was a little girl, as a much younger woman, leading her to conclude that we are, ageless in a way. At least in the way that life gets in, works us over, and the way that we respond to it. Over the last few years of her life, it was harder and harder to connect with that ageless part of her. And now that she's been gone 5 years, it's hard to remember what is the true version of my mom as I grieve and remember her. What was the true part? Because there I was sitting in the rain, looking at my phone, reading and rereading that poem, trying to connect to that ageless part, and I just couldn't. But my friend Rosa reminds me, a womb is an ageless place too. And it's kind of an ecotone. It's neither life nor death, and it's wet. What better place could there be for you to contemplate your mother than tucked into that earthly womb of that sand dune, Rosa said. And it was wet. That experience of the ecotone, that bridge between realities, I think can be akin to what a patient of mine once called a God moment. A moment in which not much really happens, but the stuff and business of life just falls away, leaving space, leaving room for awareness that this moment is all that there is. And awareness of that, with space for love. A place like admiring a beautiful sunrise with Vishak on a rock in Kerala, India, or floating effortlessly on the incoming tide in Provincetown, or sharing a song one last time with my mom. Ageless, perhaps? Yes, after all. With gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. So be it. Of the many, thank you for that, by the way, of the many condolence messages I received after my mom's death, this one from my friend Buck, who sadly I lost just a year after my mom died. This one meant the most. I'm sorry to hear about your mother passing. She was wonderful and I loved her. I smile thinking of her. She loved you kids and made that clear. I remember one Sunday morning when she was with you, when you spoke in Santa Monica, we sat next to each other, talking and joking, always comfortable that way together. Then things got underway and we quieted down. But I kept an eye on her. She was smiling and looking around the congregation, listening intently, hungry for what you were saying, connecting. She could tell you had a gift, could communicate your heart and touch other hearts. She leaned into me and whispered, "That's my son up there." And it was said with an equal mix of happiness, wonder, admiration, and great pride. And then at the end, without skipping a beat, she said, "I just wish they sang some songs I know." I loved your mom. So in honor of my mom, let's sing a song together that she knew. Oops. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just to direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter-pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street.
Thank you, Michael. I feel like we already prayed. But there can never be too much prayer. Let's do it again. Here we go. So turning within, feeling everything that wants to be felt. And just breathing into the awareness of this ecotone, this precious, priceless moment, this liminal space. Breathing, letting go, allowing it to be, and knowing that this, as is everything else, that this is divine. This is the divine, living and moving and having its perfect being as each of us in every single detail of our lives. Today we have been so privileged to have been given the opportunity to see that. In the joys and the sorrows and the darkness and the light, recognizing that it is all the divine expressing and unfolding in every single moment, in every single breath. in every song, in every silence. Let us know this mystery that is bigger than words can capture. Let us know this mystery as each of us, as each detail and each moment of our lives, both here in this body and beyond. Today we celebrate this. We celebrate the mystery of God. We celebrate the ecotones. We celebrate the darkness and the light. We celebrate the joy and the sorrow, knowing that it all conspires into this beautiful thing called wholeness, which is another name for holiness. Today we touch the hem of the garment of that holiness, the infinite absolute that expresses in all things. And we allow it to be. And we allow it to transform us from the inside out. And so I know that transformation has taken place here today in this sacred sanctuary. Today, perhaps we are each a little deeper, a little sweeter, feeling the blessings of existence a little more. And we allow those blessings. We allow them in and allow them to flow out so that we may be a blessing for others, a blessing to the world. I am so grateful for this sacred time together, so grateful for everyone that has come here today to create this sacred soup that we gather together, that we create through our conscious intention to do spiritual work together as a community. So grateful for everything that has occurred here this morning and beyond, and so grateful for what is to be, the blessings that flow from this sacred time together, that bless the world and ripple out to bless the entire cosmos. With a heart that is so filled with gratitude, I say thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this teaching. I bless all paths to God, churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, gurdwaras, fundamentalists, atheists, all beings everywhere. And I breathe in again in deep gratitude. And then exhale, letting go, releasing this word into the mystery of the law of love. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Tina. I love that the backdrop of both the song and the message were gifts, because we were just given an amazing gift. And this moment just transcends words. So I just feel so grateful to be a part of this community and to be blessed by this morning. So I invite you to join me in that gratitude, and we'll say our offering prayer. We trust in spirit. Love is a giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer these gifts. They are an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways, so that we may give again. And so it is.
Thank you.
So we all know this song, and I have sung it for many years only because my family they feel far away, very far away during this winter holiday season. So I always think of this song. But I also want to say that home is right here in the heart, right? And all of you have given me the great blessing of being able to feel at home here. I feel home when I come here, so God bless you all. Thank you. Well, I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents around the tree. Christmas time will find me where the love light glows sparkles and gleams and beams, 'cause I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. Thank you, Chris. Christmas time will find me where the love light gleams, and I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams, if only in my dreams. Thank you all.
Just a few more announcements. I just would love it if we would take a moment to just acknowledge all of these toys that have been brought in. If you just give yourselves a little round of applause, first of all. And then if you would take a moment also, just look at one toy. Look at one toy that particularly sparks your attention. Perhaps this. I won't lift them all up. But just imagine a child opening that toy on Christmas morning and being filled with joy. And know that we as a community are part of that. That's how ripples work. And I also want to acknowledge our major rippler in this department, who is Gail. Where's Gail? Well, Gail's gone. She was here. She's probably getting her car to load up all the toys. But anyway, just thank you so much for your generosity. It's going to make a difference in many, many children's lives. And they're going to a place in Thousand Oaks called James Storehouse, which is particularly serving children who have been impacted in the foster care system. So thank you again. Also, in the spirit of joy, Christmas Eve is coming. Christmas Eve is coming, and it's our extravaganza. It's December 24th at 7 p.m. We have music, choir, congregational singing, live animals, and candlelighting. This year's service features The Magic Christmas Trees, which is a play based on a book written by our beloved Reverend Karen Mondragon, adapted by David Kerrigan. It's a beautiful play. We are set for Christmas except for two things. One, we might need a couple more animal handlers. So if you're comfortable with goats and chickens and whatnot, please see me after the service. We maybe need one or two more handlers, okay? So see me after the service and we'll get you connected to a nice goat or something, okay? And the other thing is that we're serving a lavish hospitality after the service, and if you'd like to be part of contributing food to that and helping set up and work with that, your woman there is Karen Collins. She'll get you squared away with that. Red Cross Blood Drive. We partner with the Red Cross. We're collecting blood on December 18th. You can sign up for that online. There's no walk-in. You have to sign up in advance. We've got some classes coming up. The first one I want to announce is called The Miracle of Abundance, and I don't have any information here, so I need the slides. Okay, The Miracle of Abundance. It's a you think I would know because I'm teaching it, but anyway, it's 4 weeks, and it's on Zoom and also in person, and we're using Edwin Gaines' book about abundance, The Four Spiritual Laws of Abundance, I believe is the name of it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be mystical. It's a great place to grow in abundance in a supportive community where you can learn where you're getting in the way of your own abundance and then learn how to remove those barriers, okay? Two other great classes are coming up. There is a visioning and vision board workshop in person. That one is being taught by Lita Martin, who is a wonderful facilitator. That's taking place on a Saturday, January 11th, 1 p.m. through 4 p.m. And then one other class, a new class starting in January, is Create Your Best Life in 2025. That is a workshop, a Saturday workshop, January 18th, 9:30 to 1:30. That is being taught by another wonderful teacher, Linda Drevenstedt. She's awesome. And she'll say more about it as we get closer to the date, but it's another opportunity to intend what it is that you would like to experience in 2025 and go through process and ritual to set about allowing that to happen. After service options, I mentioned we've got great hospitality back there. As you leave the service, again, if you came in and you struggled with the steps, please know that we have a ramp on that side of the building. You can go down the ramp. It's easy and safe, and just feel free to partake of that. And then after the service, also, we've got prayer with a practitioner. If you'd like some extra prayer, come down front, and one of our practitioners would be absolutely delighted to pray with you. I think that's all I've got for now. So let's go ahead. We'll do our closing affirmation. And please read with me. In this season of blessings, I decide to be love, share love, serve love. Thank you for my life. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.